Hey, thanks for coming back to the channel. Happy Friday, too. Um, let's not get lazy. We cannot afford to get lazy. As we get more and more states implementing permitless or constitutional carry, depending on how you want to define it, soon we'll have probably 60% of the states and 60% of the people in this country uh, covered by those kinds of liberties to varying degrees. But we can't get lazy because it's not enough. Constitutional carry is not enough. It doesn't protect you from aggressive prosecutors if you have to use deadly force in your defense. Why? Because the prosecutors, and these could be jurisdictions inside of a state where you have constitutional carry, for example. The prosecutors, and more of these cases are being brought against citizens rather than uh, just recognizing them. Charges are being brought. The Kyle Rittenhouse thing is probably the worst example, well, the best example of the worst case. Uh, but notwithstanding, there are some things that you need to make sure happen in your state. So that means you need to get busy with your state level lobbying group uh, to make sure that a couple things are in place. The big one is, well, the big two is obviously to make sure you have strong stand your ground and stand your ground laws, and laws that say if you have used deadly force in your defense and it has been justified, then you cannot be sued civilly, nor can charges be brought against you criminally. That has to be encoded in your law. All right. Now, every state is different. Many states have the same thing. I live in the free state of Idaho. And you would think that we have all that put together, but we don't. We have good stand your ground law and we have good castle doctrine, which means that if you use deadly force here, whether it's from firearm or whatever, in your defense, it's the prosecution's job. In other words, it is a defense, and you can't be charged, right? However, however, there is uh, a pretrial hearing, but it can take up to 14 days for such a hearing to happen, if you understand what I'm saying. So you can be arrested and put in jail for 14 days while you're waiting for your pretrial self-defense hearing. So the good news is we have a self-defense hearing pretrial. The bad news is you could be inside getting three hots in the cot for 14 days, and that's crap. There are states that do not have a pretrial determination of self-defense, and the first time that can get argued is in trial. In other words, you are now in court. It could take a year. You could be locked up for a year waiting for your trial, as lawyers and the prosecutors, I mean, just to punish you, just to suck your money and to suck your time. And then when all that's going on, you've lost your job, you've probably lost your family, you've probably lost a ton of money, and so your life is messed up, even though you're innocent, because that's how the prosecution in these anti-gun, anti-self-defense states can roll. They just punish you with the process. So you have to make sure that in your state you have a pre-trial determination, and it doesn't take a long time. Now in Idaho, uh, uh, the Idaho Second Amendment Alliance, which is our state group, is working hard to try to get the legislature to get rid of that 14-day thing so you're not sitting there languishing for a couple of weeks. So it's important. Don't just say, yay, we got constitutional carry and think everything is cool, because it's not. Now, having said that, I need to stress with you that it is important that you get some flavor of self-defense coverage, self-defense insurance. There are several companies out there. I'm not going to get into which one is better and all that. Do your homework. I personally use USCCA, the U.S. Concealed Carry Organization, and Delta Defense, which is the insurance group that provides coverage. I consider it good. Fortunately, I've never had to use it. My point is, regardless of which one, have something so that, in my case, if I have, I'm not going to spend 14 days waiting. I'm going to pick up the phone, I'm going to call my people, and I'm going to say, hey, I don't want the handcuffs on me. Come take care of your business. So I get to go home, and I'm not using my money. I'm not going to tell you the amount that I'm insured for, but trust me, I'm not going to be spending I'm not going to spend a dime of my money for attorneys. And it needs to be the same for you. It's not that expensive, and it's worth it, especially given what you have to lose. So, what are the points? Make sure in your state that you have pre-trial self-defense determination hearing, that it doesn't take days to do in front of a judge. Make sure that's in place. If it's not, get busy with your in-state group to lobby that for your state. Second, even if you do, make sure you have some kind of insurance that covers your costs, your court costs, and make sure that you have an attorney and that you're not going to spend time locked up while things are getting handled. So, if you like the content, please subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. Hit that bell icon, right? Your comments. Let me know what your comments. If you have some kind of insurance, put it down there. Let people know what's out there, what you're using. Share this video. Pay attention. Go get busy with your in-state group. And as I say, no matter how you can, where you can, or when you can, carry on.